and let's go.
And welcome to another episode of Jay's Finest. So today we're gonna have two simple mods as I sit on the truck. As you saw me toss those boxes there, instead of me actually showing you me opening the box, I'm gonna go ahead and open it and I'm gonna show you guys what's inside. Oh, if you guys notice, my workbench is clean except for those wood, but that's for Batch's car. It's very low, so we need that wood to help lift it up so you can put the jack underneath. But besides that, it's clean, no more wood here. If you pretty sure I'll show you a little clip of that right now. And now it's clear, it's gone, and my workbench is clean except for the tripod here and other stuff. All right, let me go ahead and show you what we got. Without further ado, after opening all these boxes, this is what we got. These, I have no idea what they're called, but I'm gonna look at the structures now. These are gonna show you where that goes. And this is the most obvious piece right here. It's gonna be the gas cap, which is gonna see right here. It's gonna go right there. Sorry that my shadow's in the way. So we're gonna replace that with this just to give a little bit more flair. And to show you where these are gonna go, I'm gonna show you that right now. All right, so this is the left side, and this is gonna go something like this, but obviously gonna be in here, because all you're gonna see, if I'm honest, is all you're gonna see is this right here. So it's gonna look like a little bit of like a mud flap. This is kind of from what they got from the GT350. It's kind of, I guess, not necessarily a mud flap or anything like that. It just helps, gives a little bit more flare out. Plus it helps you protect a little bit more from, you see here, a little bit more, probably can't see a lot, but all the dirt and grime you see here, it won't be there as much because this is gonna cover the majority of it. Now keep in mind that after reading the instructions a little bit, you do have to take off the fender liner and things like that, which we're gonna try that because then there's some bolts you could secure this, but I don't see any holes for it except for the little holes there. But for right now, all that we know, we're just gonna use some 3M tape, put it on there, and then just put it on the inside, and then put the fender liner back in. So let's see how that goes. But before we get to the complicated stuff, let's go ahead and change this because I feel that's gonna be relatively easy. All right, so to do this, to release OEM cap, so all you gotta do is actually get a flathead screwdriver, and there's like a little latch here. I'll show you right now because I'm pretty sure you can't see it. The sun is super bright, but I'll show you right now as I get closer. So if you can see it, it's gonna be right there. This latch you're gonna have to pull out, and the actual cap should release itself, and therefore you can go ahead and put the other cap in there. Let me go ahead and show you that. Let me do it, and let's see how it goes. And that's it. There it is. Just click it, opens, give a little tug on it, make sure it doesn't come off or anything like that, because you don't want that to be coming off in the middle of the highway, because you would probably never find it ever again. Besides all of that, this is ready to go, and as we're gonna clean it now, but it looks awesome. Sorry for the turbo lighting. Unfortunately, the sun is setting right behind me. The other mod that we're gonna put, we're just gonna go right in front of the rear bumper, if that makes sense. That one's a little bit more complicated because you do have to take off a little bit of clips holding the fender liner in the inside of the bumper. So what we did was, there's 3 of these clips. So this one right here that I'm pointing at, this little one, it actually goes towards the bottom, and these bigger ones are deep in there. I don't know if you can see that. I think you can. They're deep in there, and that go ahead and release this fender liner right in here. So the goal is to stick that piece that I showed you there on here. But before we do anything, we do have to clean all of this thoroughly to make sure that the 3M holds on there. So what we're gonna do right now, we're gonna go ahead and clean the inside of it. What we're gonna do is just wipe it down, all any dirt and grime, dust or anything, and then we're gonna wipe it down with alcohol, rubbing alcohol, obviously not the drinking one, the one that you use to rub. We'll rub it here to make sure that this is thoroughly clean, so therefore we can go ahead and make sure that the 3M tape sticks and it doesn't go anywhere. My hands are dirty because this is extremely dirty. So let's get to it. So you guys can see here in the instructions there's two 7mm bolts that are right there, which are literally right behind the bumper. I'm going to show you right now. Well, you can't see it, but it's there. You can take those bolts out, and supposedly it should fit these two holes. If not, we're going to have to make them a little bit bigger. So just in case of 3M tape, it's not secured 110%. These are not flying out 98 if you really wanted to. So let me show you that right now. Whether that picture you just saw there and that little instructions, once you pull this out, I can feel them. I can't show you because unfortunately the wheel's stuck on and it is lowered, so a little bit difficult. But we're gonna head and take those bolts out, and then we're gonna try to see if they fit. Okay. Don't want to show my face because I'm pretty sure I'm super dirty, but we did it. We did it. The two screws are supposed to go in there, do hold it. Obviously, it would be better to remove the freaking wheel out of the way, but what I did is we got two pieces of the Teflon tape. We're going to show you the process right now. We let it hang in there, put the screws in there. I have literally put my head underneath here so you see the bolts. I'm going to tighten them now, put the fender liner back on, and it just looks something sort of like this. Okay, so I can show you guys a reference. This is the driver's side. So this is the fender liner, everything back on. So you have this little clip here, and there's another one that goes on top. So once you put this little winglet here, there's a little bracket that goes there. It's supposed to the two bolts hold. It blocks that one, the second or the middle clip to hold the fender liner. But you still have this clip and the clip on top to hold the fender liner, so your fender liner is not going anywhere. So don't panic or anything. All right, so we made a little adjustment. The 450 is there, the Mustang's here because there's some red ants here and I'm allergic to them. So not in the mood to get bit. So let's continue this side. So I already took off the 3 clips. Let me get some light real quick. Not a lot of light. So this is with a little winglet right there. You can see this is how it looks with the winglet. Let me show how it looks without the winglet. Transfer the other side. And this is without the winglet. So you guys can have a perspective to see how it looks. It just adds a little bit something. It also helps you protect a little bit of your rear bumper. I'm not saying that it does 110%, but at least that's a little bit better than absolutely nothing there. But anyways, let's get to it. Okay, so deep in there where my finger is, that's where you have 2 clips. One up there, one on the bottom, and one right there where you see that little hole is. So we're gonna move the fender aside, so we're gonna go ahead and get the 2 bolts, which are 7mm, and I'll show them to you once I take them out, and as well to see if you can see them in there. So there is kind of where the clip is. Unfortunately, I can't go anymore because I'm stuck with the freaking wheel. But in there, you got one clip, one 7mm screw there, and where this fender liner is, there's another one up here. I'm gonna take them out and show you how they look. All right, guys. So what I just did over there on the other side, which is on the left side, I'm gonna just place it right here, one side, okay, and then you can slowly just work with it. These are actually pretty flexible, so you don't have to worry about kind of like bending them or too much and you think they're gonna crack, but just go all the way down like so. Make sure you just have a little gap, and then right there. Okay, so now we lay this one on here. Now we're gonna get the second one, and we're gonna place it right here, more towards like the outer edge, I guess you want to call it, and work your way down. Just do it as gently as possible. Just take your time, and like that. Boom. All right, so these 7mm bolts, all you gotta do is just put them in here, and you start screwing them a little bit inside, so you at least have them sticking out just a little bit. So therefore you can kind of align it inside, so you can push the fenders in, and you can, these bolts can align, because it's a little bit difficult with the wheel there, but I really highly suggest to do that. And once you do that, make sure you have these 2 ends. I'm gonna show you right now. So you want to have these 2 sticking out like that, so when you put this inside and it's sticking out like this, you can go ahead and release it and then stick it to the side. Now the only time you do that is when you have these 2 bolts secure. If you don't have these 2 bolts right here secured, I would suggest releasing it and then try to bolt it in, because then you might not align or might not fit too good. So my suggestion is bolt these 2 down to the bumper, and then you take these off. Let me go ahead and do that, and then you guys will see the results of this just hanging there already. Okay. All right. let's do this before we lose light. So see what I'm saying? These are just hanging there. I got the 2 screws bolted in by a miracle of God and dirty hands. The next step is to pull these very gently. Grab 2 at a time, doesn't really matter. Pull them. Just keep pulling and then boom. And then push them towards the bumper. Just like so. Make sure it sticks in there very good. Good thing is to have 2 of those screws holding in there, is because I want to make sure that this is supported from the top and the bottom. So if the Teflon tape, the 3M tape doesn't hold, this will start going forward and then gets destroyed by your wheel and then your bumper and the whole 9 yards. So let me finish up here. Go ahead and put the fender liner back in, and then we should be done. Alright, so the fender liner is back in place. We put the 2 clips, one on top, one in the bottom, one in the middle. Unfortunately cannot be used. And right now the little winglets are actually right there in place correctly. Unfortunately, as you can see, we're losing a lot of daylight, and here in Florida, either we have 100% humidity in the morning, and at night we have mosquitoes. So trying to do this as best as I can. Besides that, everything came out real good. Alright, and I'm so happy to be done, because that was a long process. So the easiest part of these 2 mods obviously is going to be the gas cap. The gas cap is literally, you get the flat screwdriver, you unhook the one end that allows you to go ahead and release the cap. Now you put the other cap in there in place and it locks and you're set. The easiest mod we've ever done on the Mustang. The second one we did, which is the little winglets, it's a little bit tedious, a little bit hard, but with patience. And remove the wheels, remove them, because if you remove the wheels, it's going to be very difficult to go ahead and remove the liner, put the, I guess a socket in there, which is a 7mm, to go ahead and take out the 2 bolts and the whole 9 yards. I really highly suggest that. If not, if you want to be like us, the lower Mustang, and try, go ahead and do it. If not, have fun like we did, and losing sunlight and getting attacked by all the bugs. But besides that, thank you for watching this video. There's going to be a lot more mods coming on the Mustang. And always remember to like and subscribe for these videos, because a lot more mods are coming in, and we might actually track the Mustang. Who knows? We could. It might be the next video. But besides that, remember to like and subscribe this video. Remember to follow me on my Instagram, jace_finest. So therefore, you can find out all the updates and anything that's going to happen to the channel. And besides that, that's all I got to say today. I had fun-ish with these mods, but later.